name is Chioma and welcome to my channel. So today's video we're going to be talking about 3 things to focus on in 2021. And if you're new to the channel, please click that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when next I post a video. And if you're not new, welcome back. So today I'm just going to be talking about 3 things that you could focus on in 2021. Being the new year, it's time for new resolutions and all of that. So personally, for me, the first thing I want to focus on is happiness. So just being like happy with myself, I feel like happiness doesn't really cover everything I want to say, but being content in who I am as a person. So not like looking for external sources to make me happy, and just finding happiness within myself, being content with where I am for right now. And contentment, I think, is a better word because it doesn't really stop growth. It gives you room for improvement, but it means that you don't really hit where you are. You understand the journey that has gotten you there, and then now you're willing to work on yourself and improve on yourself. It doesn't mean that it helps for you not to go into the spiral of comparing yourself to other people and where they are. Contentment means an appreciation for your journey so far, and then like it gives you motivation to go on your next journey. So yeah, I do know I lost a fingernail. I shouldn't put that up. I lost a fingernail, and yep. But please don't get distracted by that, because I am getting distracted by that. But yes, so when I talk about contentment, it could be like trying to like own things that probably you can't afford, but you just keep seeing yourself buying stuff that you really know like is sabotaging yourself, because you're buying things to your credit is running out, or you're maxing out your credit card just to like fit in. You're in this spiral of comparing yourself to other people, and you don't feel secure in yourself, and you making like extra purchases that you don't need to. So contentment will mean that you're okay with what you have, you are wise in your spending, and you don't buy unnecessary things. It could be your body weight, even if you want to lose weight, but the fact that you're just happy with yourself, happy with your body, happy that your body is what carries you through the day and back. And a way to keep your body going would be to change your diet or to exercise. It doesn't mean that you're not happy with yourself. You're content with where you are right now so far, but there's still room for improvement. So personally for me, I just want to feel like happy and content with where I am right now. So I'm reading this book right now. It's called You're Not Enough and That's Okay, and it talks about like people trying to strive for this self-love and always professing self-love, self-care, self-this, self-that. As good as that may be, there's always like this time where we're so into it, and then we feel like so lost again. We feel so inadequate. Contentment helps you feel good with what you have at that point, with yourself, with your life, and you do go out to seek improvement. But if you think that you're always like enough, you're so that you're all in all and that you're okay by yourself, you might find yourself looking for ways to compensate for why am I still feeling inadequate, even though I feel like I should love myself enough to be enough for myself. So I'm still reading the book, and it talks about stuff like that, and I just felt like it does come in play with being content with yourself rather than pursuing perfection. So yes, so number 1 thing I want to focus on in 2021 is contentment and happiness with who I am. So the number 2 thing I want to focus on in 2021 will be self-improvement. I know we all like talk about like making yourself better, improving yourself in one way or the other. One thing for me when it comes to self-improvement would be to increase my self-awareness of like understanding me as a person, my likes, my dislikes, what triggers me, my emotions, and trying to understand why do I feel the way I feel, why do I act the way I act, what are the things that put me in certain moods, just to understand myself better, increase my self-awareness. That way, because we're all toxic in one way or the other. And I think to improve your relationship with other people, you have to be able to understand yourself and present yourself in a way that you will not self-sabotage yourself or relationships that you find yourself in. So for me, I want to be able to become more self-aware, understand my toxic traits, work on them. I want to be able to speak kindly to people. I want to be able to educate myself on things that might help me improve myself. Maybe like read more books on like how to act, how to present myself. I'm gonna be a nurse, and how I present myself to my patients is very important. And I know that like I'm caring and I can be a good nurse. I just want to be better on how like I speak to my mom, or how I speak to my siblings, how I speak to my friends, how will I speak to strangers when I go to an interview. You know, it all comes to par with self-improvement and like educating myself on like things I could do to help myself. So lately I've been watching some videos about growing into your womanhood and growing into your femininity and finding out what kind of like lady are you. So for me, I want to be able to build more on that journey, kind of find out myself, and you know, find what works for me, my nature, and you know, whatever. So I want to begin my feminine journey. Also, I want to be able to balance self-love with self-sacrifice, or not becoming narcissistic in a way. I just want to the culture of like self-love and like self-love, self, I feel like is drawing so close to the worship of the self. So, and I don't want to fall into that category of people that just like would disregard every other person's feelings, every other person's life, every other person's being, just because they're trying to fulfill something for themselves. Like it's also cool to consider other people's feelings, also cool to care about other people. So I want to be able to balance self-love and self-sacrifice in the way where I can give back to other people. And all this falls under like self-improvement. I'm talking about myself. So when you think about yourself, what are the self-improvements? What things do you want to do to improve yourself? It might not necessarily be what I'm talking about for myself, but when I talk about self-improvement, these are the things I'm considering for myself. So the third thing I want to focus on in 2021 would be positive relationships. So it just means like, you know how this year we're talking about like cutting off people who are toxic from your life, people who don't want to be in your life, people that it seems like you're forcing yourself into their lives and all that stuff. So yeah, when you cut off the bad ones, the ones that you think that are valuable, that are good to you, how do you make sure that those relationships stay intact? For me, it's like building positive relationships. So that's what I mean by that. So it will be like talking to your family nicer, connecting to your grandparents better, or you know, checking up on your friends more regularly. It will be like, for me personally, it's just being able to communicate with my family better. It will be for me to be able to connect to my friends better. It will be for me to be able to build more friendship within my sisterhood or my sorority. It will be for me to hold myself accountable with all my actions and stuff like that. For me also, this year 2021 is gonna be my last year of nursing school, so obviously I want to get externships, or I want to build relationships with the nurses when I go for my clinicals. These relationships can help me when I graduate to be able to navigate my way through the nursing career. I feel like mentorship is very important in anywhere in life that you find yourself. So for me, it to be able also be finding mentors within the career that I am going into. So that would be a positive relationship. So what kind of positive relationship can you put in your life? Will it be being the friend that you think you want your friends to be to you? Be a better friend. Be nicer to your family members. Talk regularly with your grandparents. Whatever it is that you think would foster a healthy positive relationship. So you're gonna want to ask me, how do I do all these things? How do I focus on self-improvement? How do I focus on being content and happy with myself? How do I focus on building positive relationships? I just want to say it's gonna take the grace of God to do all this. Someone in my family group shared, I can't remember who exactly right now, but they shared this analogy with us that said the tree is from the ground or from the earth, and when you take out the tree from the earth, it dies. This fish is from the sea, and when you take the fish out of water, it dies. So is man in God. So when you take God out of the equation, things don't usually work out. So I would say renew your faith, invest in becoming more spiritual. Like, it takes commitment, it takes intention to build a relationship with God. So try to do that, build a relationship with God. Obviously, if you can build a relationship with God that you don't see, then you should have a better relationship with people around you that you see, you know. So another thing would be discipline. It does take discipline to do anything, you know, like self-improvement. Like, do I really want to like work on my flaws? Do I really want to accept my flaws? It's going to take discipline to be able to do that. It's going to take discipline to consciously tell myself that stop comparing yourself to others. You can be happy in where you are right now and still work on yourself. It's going to take discipline to remind myself that there is a reason behind all the things that I do and why I'm doing them. And, you know, to keep going, to keep pushing for my dreams, to keep studying hard at school. That's going to take discipline. And the thing that's very important that I think everybody should do is stay accountable. I know this video, obviously, because it's going public, is going to help me stay accountable. Hopefully that by the end of 2021, I could do a video to see, like, or recount how I improved or how I stayed content, or, you know, what happened with these 3 resolutions that I'm putting out today. But also in my life, I have my sister that helps me stay so accountable. She like calls me out on all my BS. She's like, you're reacting too much, and which is one of the things I want to improve on myself, to be less emotional, to react more with logic than with my feelings and my emotions. So in that way, I'm being held accountable by her. The reason why I want mentors is people that will hold me accountable on my journey as a nurse. Because it's so easy for you to get caught up, like working and stuff like that. You're making the money and you forget, like, you can actually improve. You can make more money if you go to school again, if you take the certification. People that will make sure that you keep improving yourself over and over again. So mentors will also keep you accountable. Spiritual leaders will keep you accountable. If you build nice relationships with your family member, they can keep you accountable. Your friends can keep you accountable. Whoever in your life you think can keep you accountable, let us people know, like, what your goals are, what your dreams are. Say it again and again to yourself, and that way there's someone out there that would like keep you accountable on the things that you want to set yourself on. So 2021, we're focusing on happiness or contentment. We're focusing on self-improvement, whatever that means to you, and we're focusing on building positive relationships. And what are the 3 things that will help you get through it? The grace of God, discipline, and accountability. Thank you guys so much for staying to the end of the video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what you think. Comment down below what you're going to be focusing on this year, and however helpful this video is to you. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when next I post a video. Thank you so much for sticking to the end, and I'll see you in the next one.